A lot of persons would agree that education is one of the key pillars for upward social mobility. It is the only thing that we as a society can pass on to our children to teach them how to use the resources in their space, land or personal, whatever it is, knowing how to use those resources and knowing how to access information to use those resources is directly through being educated. So again, Minister Davis, I applaud him for focusing on this particular aspect and investing so much time and energy in ensuring that our children, especially from this community, will be on a steady path and are well supported to grasp everything that is out there in life and society. At this time, I'll ask the MP himself to come and give his greetings and say a few words about this particular program. Put your hands together for MP Gomez.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Today is indeed a great day. Great day for the constituency of St. James Southern. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Javin Baker, our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Anthony Taylor, JP, Principal Mrs. Mitchell, Anchovy Primary School, and his hard-working teaching staff. Thank you very much for having us here today, ma'am. Parents of our awardees, members of the media, if they are here, ladies and gentlemen, and specially invited guests. And most importantly, our P.E.P awardees, good morning. Good morning, man. It is a good morning.
Good morning.
As I say, today is indeed a wonderful day for Jamaica's education system, especially these students of my constituency, Southern St. James. It was once said, education is simply the soul of a society as it passes from one generation to another. Today, Southern St. James Education Committee is playing its role in ensuring that these wonderful children are given the necessary assistance as we move to transform Southern St. James and indeed Jamaica through education. And I heard the chairman spoke earlier of the value of this award ceremony here today and what it means to you as a recipient. It must not only stop here, it must continue into your life and into your future, because this is where it all begins. This annual event seeks to award top P.E.P achievers from the 14 primary school and 1 preparatory school within this constituency. And let me hasten to say, these awardees is not based on any preferential, political, or any other biasness. So let us understand it first, because education is not about your political belief. It is not about where or how you worship. This is about giving our children a chance to excel, to attain a high school education and become productive Jamaicans. And let me point out that we will be awarding some 74 students who have performed well at their respective school. 74. But because of the pandemic, we can't afford to have all at one location. So yesterday evening, for example, we were over in Vaughansfield, that's on the other side of the constituency, where we awarded some 29 students who will be moving on to various high schools here in St. James and even as far as St. Elizabeth. Because if you know the layout of the constituency, if you attend like Niagara Primary and you are successful in your P.E.P, it's natural that you go to school in St. Elizabeth. So you find that those kids normally go to Stets or Mabati, or sometimes they go to Hampton. So that is the layer of the land. And so today, when we leave from here, we'll be going to Bickerstead, where we'll be having a similar function. So the total is 74, and I think we have some award here also, or some grants for tertiary students, because we also accept application and give assistance to our tertiary students, whether they are attending colleges or they are attending university, Mr. Taylor. And so far, we have given out tertiary grants to some 55 such persons in the last 3 or 4 weeks with the start of the new academic year. As your member of parliament, I can state that this program is built on transparency, openness, and fairness, and with only one aim, that of giving our children from South St. James a start as they head into high school. The only thing that is checked in relation to selecting and awarding these students was their P.E.P placement score to ascertain the high achiever from their respective school. So we normally touch base with the various principal to say, all your kids did, give us the top. Let us see. And then from that number now, they will give us the 3 top boys, the 3 top girls, or depends on the population of the school. Because like, for example, Anchovy Primary, which has a population of close to 1,100, right? They would get a bigger chunk, Mr. Taylor, of, the persons who did very well. So that is the only criteria we ask for. So it is not about anyone special. It is about how your children perform. Other students in the constituency will also be receiving support through the issuance of our voucher program, because we have that program also in place. But we need to highlight and reward greatness. Those who goes the extra mile to excel, then you have to give them. Because even at our own home, when our children do well, we normally give them a little special evening. Whether we carry them to KFC, or we carry them to Burger King, or we carry them somewhere. Because they did well. They did well, and it is encouragement for them to continue to do well. So we doing our part here today. I expect that, as I've always said, that when I shall have hung up my own political gloves and gone into retirement, I might probably one day have to visit a doctor, Dr. Taylor. And when I look at one of the same students who I've awarded, come say, Sadi, you remember me? And she might be the nurse, and Sadi, come here to take care of you because you helped me to reach where I am. And so, that is, thank you. So it is a part of my own contribution to the constituency. And I've been doing this. This is the 4th year. So it's not since I became the Member of Parliament. This event is the first one for me as the Member of Parliament. But We did, I think we did last year, we did the year before and the year before. And so far, it has been going very well. As a matter of fact, even when I was a counselor for this division, I have always taken out the top students from the schools in my own division. Anchovy, St. Mary's Prep, Roehampton, and Bickersteth. And I can tell you, Miss Lawrence there, she's a product of one such scholarship that I've given her. I remember when she passed for, not Honourable, Montego Bay High. And I said to Mr. Jennings, who was the then principal at the time? I said, Mr. Jennings, I'm going to take this little one under my wings. Because I have 6 daughters and they all went to Montego Bay High School and they did very well. I can see, right? And, I have taken her under my wings from then. And she has gone through high school, COMC, got her degree, and I'm still encouraging her to go get her master's. Because that's the way she can make a real contribution back to her community. So she's a product, and I have many more. I think I have 2 right now who have helped, who are in university doing medicine, and they're all over the place. But every now and again, I run into them and they have to remind me, because their brain is much younger than mine, Mr. Taylor, so they can recall these events even more than myself. But let me thank the parents and the teachers who have dedicated their time and resources to these children. And today, I am sure you are very proud of what they have achieved so far. And I will encourage you, don't stop at all. Continue to give them and support them and work with them. Sometimes we tend to fall off track because they've gone to high school now and stuff like that, No, now is the time that they need you more. Now is the time they will behave as if they don't need you. But now is the time they need you more. So you have to bear that in mind, whether they be the girls or the boys, it doesn't matter. I think that equal. I know we all share the view that education holds the solution to Jamaica's antisocial problem. And we do have it here. We do have it. But I still think that if we all fix our minds of making this place a better place, it will indeed become a better place. It will, and it must have to become a better place. It must have to become a better place. Things that are happening in our society now should never be happening. Because what you find out is that we are interconnected as a people. Communities, brothers, sisters, relatives, and everybody is just interconnected. So education is the hope for our country and our people. Education empowers our people. It builds self-confidence and ultimately create professionals who will contribute to the development and building of our nation. So let me challenge you, the awardees here today, to be thankful for the opportunities which this award has created for you, and go forth and shine. Make your school, make your family, your community, and ultimately yourself be very proud. Students, I know and understand the challenges which are facing, chief among them, the issue of not having face-to-face classes because of the pandemic, the issue of connectivity, and even some not having device with which to do their schoolwork. And as we speak about face-to-face, the pandemic, let me tell you, in order for us to get back to face-to-face classes in school, the children will have to be vaccinated. They will have to be vaccinated. There's no two-way around it. And we are not alone in that, meaning Jamaica is not alone. They are not alone. We are in a serious pandemic. It is having serious repercussion. It is having serious challenge on the budget. The resources that should be used, Dr. Taylor, to be fixing more roads in South St. James and doing more infrastructure work, doing more capital projects like building school, extending classrooms and all these things, has to be diverted. Since last year, March 10th, 2020, some $70 billion have been transferred from the capital into Ministry of Health and all the areas that it requires. So it is costing us a lot. And until we are fully vaccinated, life will never be the same again. Life will never be the same again. And you know, the children are not complaining a lot, you know. But to be honest with you, they are the ones who are suffering most. They are not complaining a lot, but they are the ones who are suffering most. But as your member of parliament, I will continue to try to assist in every way possible in order to get internet connectivity to you and to ensure that every student is in possession of a tablet or a laptop in order to be a part of the process. With that said, the Universal Service Fund will shortly be setting up 3 community access points in the constituency. One will be in Maroon Town, one will be in Mount Carey, and one in Cataloopa. While Vistaprint, a BPO company here in Montego Bay, will be partnering with Roehampton Primary School, myself as a member of parliament, and Councillor Gregor Wint in setting up a Wi-Fi hub at the Roehampton Primary School, which will also serve the wider community. And I can tell you, work has already started, and we will have the official handing over. I think it's next week, Thursday. So, and for that, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Vistaprint. The presentation being made here today could have been given to other needy students. So I use this occasion to implore you to do your best at school, even when school is virtual, and to work hard every day. Today's investment in you, the youth, represents an investment in your parish, in your constituency, and in your country. Because we expect you to do well. We expect you to be principals of schools. We expect you to be ministers of religion. We expect you to be ministers of government. We expect you to be just about everything in terms of what is required to build your society and build your country. Right? We don't expect to read about you not on the right track. We expect to read about you in the newspapers every now and again, that a product of Anchovy or a product of Roehampton or a product of Leeds are excelling in science, in medicine, in engineering, or whatever it is. Right? And this is why I think that as your member of parliament, I have a responsibility. And so I must offer my heartiest congratulations to you, the awardees, and the parents for your hard work in reaching this far, and to give the assurance of our commitment to education and Jamaica's development. Students, I wish for you all the very best as you pursue higher level of education. I expect you to make your families, your communities, and yourself proud. Once again, it is a pleasure for me to be in this position, to be able to reach out to the children of this constituency, because I know what we are doing. We are sowing the seeds for a better future. Once again, thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Minister Davis. I believe your presentation was filled with important points that all of us may have gravitated to individually, but sowing the seeds for a brighter future, that I think is a tagline for this particular event, given the age and the demography of the persons and children who are here. And again, I must congratulate you for identifying this important aspect of our society and participating and supporting it the level that you are supporting it. Because it is not something that we will benefit from immediately from this young, beautiful girl right here, but 15, 20 years, putting them on the right track right now will ensure that the next 100 years, this community will have strong persons to lead it and strong persons to ensure that it is going in the right track and to protect the legacy. At this point, I see that we have praise from Marie Cohen. Where's Marie? Marie, young Marie, come here. I think it's probably better you stay there and I just hand you the mic. Right?
Go, girl.
Shattered, but I'm not broken. Wounded, but time will heal. Heavy the load, the cross I bear. Lonely the road I tried, I dare, yet still I rise, never to give up, never to give in against the odds, yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel alone, yet still I rise above all my problems, above what my eyes can see. Knowing God is able to strengthen me, yet still I rise, never to give up, no, never to give in against the odds, yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel alone, yet still at times I feel low, yet still
I had no idea that this would have been a part of the tree. Thank you very much, young Miss Cohen. That was excellently done and an appropriate song. You have a very beautiful and strong voice. I hope that at some point you consider, to participate in our entertainment industry.
And it's your birthday too.
And it's your birthday?
Yeah.
I think we should sing her happy birthday. So after 3, let's begin. Which version are we singing? Are we singing the happy birthday? Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, young Miss Cole. And thank you again. All please remember, we're enjoying this particular ceremony, but we must also ensure that we're observing all protocols related to COVID and participating in events such as these. So I'm just going to ask the MP to give me one favor and lend me that. Yeah, man, I'll keep it a little bit closer to ensure that we're compliant. And I would love, Ms. Cohen, I'd love to ask you for an encore, but let's finish. At this point, we'll ask Ms. Latoya Nutt to introduce our guest speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Dr. Anthony Surtee Taylor. Dr. Anthony Surtee Taylor is an exemplary principal, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and has been a continuing educator for over 23 years. Dr. Taylor's inaugural sojourn into what would become more than just his profession, but a way of life, began at his alma mater John Zal All-Age School, where he taught various grades such as 4, 5, 6, and 7. His passion for molding young minds propelled him into higher academic achievements. Dr. Taylor maintained a laser vision on his goals and hence earned a teaching diploma, bachelor's degree in education, a master's degree specializing in administration leadership from the UWI, a doctoral degree where his thirst was on institutional development, infrastructure, and human resources, and recently complete corporate law degree at the prestigious Durham Law School, USA. Dr. Taylor credits his zeal for success and responsibilities to create a positive legacy and to always leave a better, indelible mark than the one he received. To his humble beginning as the second of 5 children of a single parent, market vendor, mother per excellence, it is this upbringing that allows his action and decisions to be unhindered by integrity. Dr. Taylor continued to dwell in his profession as principal of the St. Mary's Preparatory School, which he transformed and increased the population from 60 students to a commendable of 430 students. Dr. Taylor has sponsored numerous projects and programs throughout Western Jamaica. As a Justice of the Peace for the parish of St. James, he played a very involved role in the community. He assists eye students with their CXC preparations and fees. He has numerous notches in his belt, such as provide mentorship for numerous young people outside of his profession. Dr. Taylor serves as Chairman, Jamaica Cultural Development Commission for the Parish of St. James, former member of Board of Management for Cornwall Regional Hospital, President for Kiwanis Club of Rosal, Montego Bay, Chief Judge for the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, Miss Trelawney Festival Queen, and has judged numerous competitions in Western Jamaica, including Miss Jamaica Universe Northwest. He has implemented a program at the Nakalva Technical High School, dubbed Boys Wanting to Change. This was geared to improve the behavior and academics of the at-risk boys in the institution. Assistant Treasurer Zone 4 Executives of JPS, former consultant to the Ministry of Education. Dr. Taylor has also been the reception of the Governor General Award of Excellence in 2014, St. James Spirit of Independence Awards in the field of education in 2016. Dr. Taylor was recently invited to the Ivy League Harvard University to speak on 2 topics and was also a part of the talk show panel presentation. Dr. Taylor, Sir T, believes he is forever motivated and humbled by the gratitude expressed by present and past students who credit him with changing their lives for the better and motivating them to learn. A statement of no mean order has gotten to the zealot of his profession and still remain humble. Let's hail the man, Dr. Taylor Sir T, as he continues to give human service in his usual humble but yet dignified way.
Mr. MP, principals present, members of the committee, awardees, parents, good afternoon. The pleasure is mine this morning to speak to you, or to speak to all of us, inclusive of parents and students. But while sitting there, I am thinking that I need to detract from the nice presentation that I wrote. Excellence in education is something that I'm passionate about. And I can tell everyone this morning that education is the only profitable, honest meaning to take you to the top. Yes. Not politics, nothing else. And the MP spoke about grooming Miss Lawrence, which I can attest to. I know Miss Lawrence from she was a little tat going to the little rural school there. But I went to a very rural school also and wasn't privileged for any scholarships like what we're going to be getting today. And I want to share with you because a lot of persons, especially in the community of Anchovy, Montpelier, see Dr. Taylor on a daily basis and have some very make-up stories to say about him. But I'm true testimony of education excellence. I went to school barefooted. I went to school one day, and I'm going to share it with you without brief. And I used to love to play with the girls. So I played a game, you know, side and side, dandy shandy. And then by the time they jump up, you call it crutches those days. And the whole of the pants bottom goes. I had to rush inside. And I sat there for the entire duration of the afternoon session of school. And after school, I ensured those lovely knapsack wasn't so lovely I had, but I lent it down to the bottom and I was the first. Those days we didn't have electric bell, we have the handbell. And as soon as prayer was over, I was down the slope and hit the road all alone. What I want you to get from that is not about where you start from. It is not about where and how your parents are able to afford certain things. It is the word ambition, hard work, dedication, discipline, commitment. It is not about who. My mother was a market vendor and still is a market vendor. And at one point I tried to tell her not to do it anymore when I start to make money and can take care of her. But guess what? If I take her, she went dead. And that sent the 5 of us to school. And we went make it, she stayed there until she can't go anymore. And I go to the spot where she sells all the time and visit her because I'm still proud of that foundation.
Yes.
Because that is the foundation that shaped me into the person that I am. And I want all of us, the awardees, the parents, to understand this morning that when you speak of education, excellence, these are all the simple things we talk about. You know your circumstances, and you propel those circumstances into meaningful citizens of this country. It's not about pointing fingers to blame others. It is about what I can do to make a difference in the life of others. Too often as a people, we are looking next door to blame someone. The problem lies within us as people. And graduates and awardees, as you move on to your new high school, you're in a very trying time. One of the worst time ever. You're going to be telling your children and your grandchildren came innovation. You hear them talking about all the accolades that I achieved. But I can honestly tell you I learned about Zoom and all them technology since the pandemic. Because I had some scare a couple of years ago where I almost lose over $1 million through that online platform. So we just put the technology and all of that one side. And as soon as the pandemic hit, as a principal, as an educator, I have to go back and educate myself to be in line with the new norm. So therefore, we are saying to us as adults and children, regardless of the pandemic, we have to be innovative, we have to be creative, and we still need to move ahead with our lives. Education is that single medium which is going to propel us to continued success. When you're educated, absolutely no individual in and around can chastise you. They will say things, but your level of confidence, your level of determination will allow you to move through. And you're in a better space to understand it is a level of ignorance why people say certain things and do certain things. If I don't know about Mr. Davis, I should not speak of Mr. Davis. Because a lot of times you see people, you don't know their stories, but you're ready now to condemn. And you're ready to say all manner of evil about the individual. It is not fair, because you would not have known the sacrifices that person made to be still moving on those 2 feet. And as a person now, you're even making those individual life worse. I have helped so many students around Western Jamaica, not because I have money more than anybody else, but I knew exactly where I was many years ago. And I know that some of us, all we need is that little shining light. Somebody like what the MP is doing now to say, I care. You know what bothers me? A lot of these persons we see around, principals, managers, supervisors, they got help along their journey. But as soon as they reach that level, they walk in with their shoulders up and you can't talk to them anymore. You have to make an appointment to see them and all these stories. And I'm saying to myself, can't you remember where you were? And treat people as people, regardless of where they are on the ladder. It is not about those of us. We will see Mr. Davis on the road, and because Mr. Davis is the member of parliament, we bow down to him. But we see another person, but he's not a member of parliament, not a principal. And all we do is speak ill of the individual. Be careful. Because these things come back in our life twofold. The negative energy and vibration to which we put in people's life, it come back to us. Might not tomorrow. A couple of years down the road, and you ask God, what me do? Ask God, why did I do that to Tom? And then we will see. But as we celebrate today, boys and girls, I want to laud you because you would have worked extremely hard during this pandemic. This batch of awardees of the 4 set, I want you to big up yourselves because you would have worked the award than any other group in the past. Because for you to do this well in the pandemic, it simply means that you would have looked at academic excellence and pursue all of that. Push yourself regardless of the challenges. And here you are today, receiving a part of what you'll be getting along the journey. Because there are so many more to come. But this is the beginning of your hard work. And the Member of Parliament and his team is saying to you, thank you very much. And I commend you, congratulations to what you have done so far. And he's encouraging you to go further. I want to celebrate with you because I know even your parents were confused as they transform into this school in your yard. You have to turn off the camera most time because I know everybody house end up on camera. But nevertheless, you find a little area in your house and you make it comfortable for school. And I can tell you today, probably most of you here receiving the award might be one of those very students who couldn't turn on the camera at all. But guess what happened? You did persevere. You did not let the fashion of what was happening, who have the biggest bedroom and the biggest space get to you. You pushed through, and here it is today. You are receiving the award from the MP. Students, this is the beginning of great things for you. One thing I want to encourage you is not to lose focus. I grew up in a little board house, and every time I put it on my status, people look at you they tell lie. Me love show it. Because today, I'm a proud Jamaican. I live in I wouldn't call it comfortable house, but a lavish house that was made from hard work. This is probably one of the only teachers in Jamaica. I've been teaching from 18 years old and I never take a break yet other than summer holidays. And I taught grade 6 and I still teach grade 6 because I do understand what it takes to teach grade 6. I do understand what it teaches. Now, one of the things about life, don't let people condemn you based on what you have now. It is your ambition that propel you to greater things. I was speaking at a function many years ago, and I was sharing some similar stories where I'm from, my humble beginning. And I was saying to the audience of adults, not children, that I know many adults in and around Montego Bay when they see the little black boy with 2 short foot and come out of the Benz, then they wonder if he do scamming. And one man in the audience said, me too, they wonder too. And up until today, we are best of friends. Because I got an opportunity to explain to him clearly my whole lifestyle, where I'm from and my journey. I am saying this to say that a lot of times we condemn individuals without not knowing their struggles. Member of Parliament, there is not much words to express my sincere gratitude, appreciation, and big up to you for what you have been doing in South St. James. I am very political, but one thing about me, when it comes to fairness, I don't care who you are, I am going to speak it as it is. And from the day I met you as councillor, I have seen the work that you have been doing in this division and this constituency. And I want to encourage you to continue on that path once you have life and the energy. We need some bright new ideas when it relates to politicians. I am not sure about whether you're young, but I know that you have been doing a lot. And I commend you for that. Parents, I commend you to continue to brave the challenges that we face today. And they will continue tomorrow if we don't do what is right. I won't force you to tell you to take the vaccine. But if you don't do what is right, we need to have our children back in the physical space. And I mean it should be now. If our children don't go back into the physical classroom soon, I can guarantee you, in my humble opinion, we are going to have a crisis in our society 10 years from now. Because very soon these young people we are addressing today will be the mothers and fathers of tomorrow. And if they don't have that foundation to which to lead, we are going to be in a serious situation. So I beg of you adults, let us do the right thing. Students, I encourage you to continue on the same path that you're on. You're already on the journey of achieving academic success. Don't be confused by those of us, even when you go into physical space and you see those children with their lavish bags and spending their lavish monies. Just be humble. Remember where you are from. My mother used to give me cornmeal porridge in the morning and say, go on and come back. And we couldn't beg, we couldn't borrow, we couldn't thief. Do the same thing. It's a new time. Do the same thing. Take what your parents afford to give you. Humble yourself with it. But go and shine in those four walls of the classroom. Make your name call in the end, that you're in the top 5 or top 10. Or even if you're at last position, you have that average to show that you're performing. It's not about those of us who have a lot of things. Because most of the time, those persons who start with a lot of things, those children finish with nothing.
That's right.
So I'm imploring you students, make the best of your tenure. And regardless of your financial situation, regardless of your social situation, make sure that you give of your best at all times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. And I must say for myself, personally, it is unusual for me to be around persons with so few gray hairs, with so many accomplishments. And I think, MP, I'm happy that you invited Dr. Taylor to especially these young persons and their parents, because it is showing what is possible. And at all times in our lives and all times in us building our society, seeing what is possible and trying to excel and exceed that is always important. I am sure that the parents are, revved up and happy with all the inspirational words that you have said. And I'm looking forward to the next 15 to 20 years and see how excellent these children will learn their education. At this time, we will ask Miss Anelia Gracie to do the vote of thanks for Dr. Taylor.
Good afternoon to first Honourable Omer Davis, the Chairman, Dr. Taylor, teachers, parents, and awardees. We are thankful for what you are doing for the persons who have passed their exams. He mentioned he was doing this before he went to Parliament. The important things that he mentioned, he needs us to excel when we are moving on to high school, so that when he's older and he gets sick, one of us can take care of him. Thank you for what you are done. Thank you for what you have done. We appreciate and grateful for it. Thank you, and God bless you richly.
Okay.
She's all make it part of it.
It's all right. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you much.
Thank you, Anelia. That's correct, right? I am thoroughly enjoying this occasion. I really believe that as a society, we should be striving to have more situations like this or these, where we actually implement the system of meritocracy in rewarding persons who are doing well. Rewarding persons who are doing well and doing the right things that are important to maintain and sustain our society is important. And MP, great job again. Great job. Because this sends a signal that once you're doing well, there is something for you. And this is important to our society. At this time, we will now have the handing out of awards. So MP, I'm just going to ask you to take a substantive position. So we will do it in this fashion. I'll call your name, you will come, collect your award, step over to that side. There's a bag there for you. Collect a bag. And I'm going to ask the parents as well to just checks and balances, ensure that you sign the registry form. So let the MP would like to say something.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I don't want to keep the kids in suspense, neither the parents, because we're not about giving a post in a bag. So I think it is important to know what you will be getting. Each recipient will be getting gift book vouchers to the tune of $15,000 each. And to complement that, you'll be getting a bag with at least half a dozen hardcover books, because I know you'll need those. And just for information, we were in Vaughan Street yesterday, where we did a similar exercise, as I said previously, for 29 students. And the grand total of vouchers was $435,000. Today, we're here is $345,000. And then we'll be moving on to Bickerstead Primary today, where we'll be doing a similar exercise, where the total will be $330,000. So it will be a grand total of $1,110,000 for 74 top achievers from their respective primary school.
That's great.
So it is an investment, as I said previously, and as Dr. Taylor said, it is the first step. It is the first step. So we expect for it to be executed in a way in which it will be beneficial to the student. So once again, thank you for being here. And we will even be having a much higher award for the top boy and the top girl from Southern St. James, who have done exceedingly well in their P.E.P exam. And for their award, so the bag them big where I come. So the bags are big. Well, there's big things in it. All right, big things in it. So let us start the process now of giving the certificate along with the envelope with the book vouchers for $15,000 redeemable at Sanchez Bookstore in Montego Bay or anywhere in Jamaica. Okay? Ms. Lawrence.
Thank you, MP. Ms. Lawrence.
Ms. Lawrence.
So let's begin the awards. Ariana Campbell.
Hold on, baby, mommy wants to get you.
Davia Hemmings. Davia Hemmings.
Parent to sign.
Mommy's here.
So, parents, I'm just going to ask as soon as the child name is called, just please move to this section to do the necessary signing. Ryan Hamilton. A parent is collecting his kids.
Look up, look up. Alright, great. Thank you.
Rashawn Harvey. Yendi Rose. Almost said Phillips. Anelia Gracie. Samoy Evangelist. Evangelist.
Teachers coming.
Shavina Robinson. Jaden Mitchell.
Alright, ready? Alright, look up Jaden. Look up Jaden. Look up. Alright, great.
Rohan Cameron.
Oh, teachers.
Jerry Cole.
Look up Jerry. Look up.
Gary Shaw. Rashawn Lawrence.
Whoa. All right, look up. All right, great. All right, yeah.
Kalia Sanderson. Tony K. Gordon.
Six.
Gabriel Sapleton. Artiana Campbell. DeMarco Brown. Siobhan Artwell. Antonio Wilson.
And he's in Manchester, part of Manchester.
Alright, good. Alright, giant difference. One, we'll take a picture. That's what not
Jaheem Griffiths. So, we have now to present to the top overall top boy and girl from the constituency.
Yes, the John Cobar and the picture.
Alexis. Let's get to that one. So we have two special performers, girl and a boy, and what we're trying to say is that this is so far a standard that we're looking for them to pass themselves and for everybody else to attempt to surpass. Especially in a situation like this year, I mean, MP and Dr. Taylor has remarked about it, that it was in extreme conditions, not having the instant access to teachers, not having the convenience of a classroom where your total focus is on the board of learning. And for these persons at this age to maintain such a focus, to reach this level, to score these marks.
Not having internet in their area.
And not having internet in their area, which the MP, is working on. And through all of those hardships, all those difficulties, they still manage to be outstanding in this fashion. So, Miss Alexis Johnson, she is the overall top performer.
Go girl.
Right.
Hola. Let me see. Let me take it.
One more.
Proud of you.
Let me help you.
girl.
Let me help you.
This is your rapper.
Wow.
Salaka.
What do you want to do? Come on. I guess you are so special that I want to take a picture.
Come, let me take it.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Malik Marks.
I'm a baby.
Laptop
Boy, they win an award for age 8.
So, do you want to make a remark?
MP. I want a good picture. Just let me
Actually. So, to both top performers, we encourage you to do well. You can rest assured that this entire community will continue to support you and to be there as you travel and try to conquer the world of education and excellence. Again, guys, give them another round of applause. We do have 3 more for university students. This is Daniel Chisholm. Daniel, apologies. Chisholm. So, as you collect your award, please go across and sign the register. Shania Saman. Erelisa Shaw. Okay, she's not here. Sorry, we'll call it.
Turn around. Yeah. All right, good.
MP, thank you so much for handing out those awards. This time I'm going to ask Siobhan Artwell to give the beneficiaries' response.
Member of Parliament, Mr. Homer Davis, guests and fellow community members, good afternoon. On behalf of the award and parents, thank you and your team for arranging this day and for giving us these tools and helping us in our educational journey. We will try our best to ensure that we make the best use of it and make you, our parents and community members, proud. Again, thank you.
Thank you, young Artwell. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, and some additional information, the vouchers are valid for 2 years. Wow. So if you've purchased supplies already for this year, you have next year and up to 2023 to complete your purchases. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been a morning and afternoon, or mid-afternoon well spent, and we have done it in one of the most impactful ways in this time. I'm going to ask all to rise as we sing the national anthem. And immediately after that, we'll ask all students to come to the head table where we'll be doing a quick photo op. So, the usual posture of reverence for the national anthem. So all students, please come to the head table so that we can take a few photos. Dr. Taylor, invite you as well to be a part of this